Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
First thing I want to say is I'm not an expert in mining technology, extraction or anything like that, so you're not going to get a lecture or a discussion on mining. I want to offer you a welcome from the British Government and tell you a little bit about the opportunities for inward investments and government support that's available. One thing I wanted to mention was the building you're in today. It's very interesting. I learned something last week. I was speaking at an event last week, and there was an MP, British Member of Parliament, speaking, and he said that I'm sure some of you may have noticed, but across the road is the Houses of Parliament, which is sort of centuries old and is just being rebuilt and renovated because it was falling down. Well, the MPs and the peers that normally debate in those two chambers are having to decamp in 2022, I believe, for a considerable time. And they're going to be decamping to this building. So this will be, QE2 Centre will be the debating chamber of our democracy. So you're in quite a prestigious place, really. And I guess if you're looking at doing this event in a couple of years' time, you won't be able to do it. Anyway. So as I said, I just wanted to sort of go through a few things in regards to the sort of world that I'm in and how it can relate to global business. So imagine a world in which the data required to create a 3D printed human heart can be shared to thousands of hospitals across the globe at the click of a button. Imagine a computer here in London controlling a fleet of autonomous vehicles and electric ships using artificial intelligence to carry goods across the globe with almost zero carbon emissions. And then consider the apps in our hand that give us the power to see, move and manage our money, so the use of agricultural devices connected to the Internet of Things, helping to monitor crop health, improve yield quality, and thus help tackle world hunger. A decade ago, if you had said those things, it would have been dismissed as fanciful, of some sort of science fiction movie about a utopian world where technology has transformed human existence. But that's where we are now, as the global economy is transformed by a tidal wave of change. So all around us, this new generation of technology is changing our lives, from the everyday use of sat-navs and smartphones. So as the focus of this event is the mining industry, I just wanted to sort of mention a few things, emphasise how the UK and UK government can play a key role in enhancing success. Because I think we have to keep in mind those massive technology is changing things day by day. I did do a little bit of research before I came out. So why is the UK an important location for mining? Well, I'm sure you know the UK has a long and prestigious history in extracting minerals. It now uses those world-class capabilities to deliver equipment and services to the global mining industry. UK products and services across the mining life cycle are being exported around the world. We can offer expertise in areas including environmental assessment, planning, exploration, mine and processing, design and construction. And London is the world's leading source of mining finance, which has helped to create services, delivery and equipment supply chains in accordance with international standards and best practice. And it's the mining finance, it's the finance bit that I wanted to sort of focus on for a moment. Because I can say without hesitation that the UK is the global leader for financial services. We've unparalleled access to capital, liquidity and expertise, coupled with our robust rule of law and advantageous time zone. The global community trusts UK-based financial service firms to deliver the financial and related professional services they need to do to a gold standard. Indeed, the financial services sector in the UK contributes to nearly 10% of the UK's total economic output. It's the largest taxpayer, the biggest exporting industry, and generates a trade surplus greater than all other net exporting industries combined. And all this means good quality, high-paying jobs. The sector employs 2.3 million people, with 2/3 of those jobs outside of London. So everybody thinks of London as the finance capital of the world, which it is, but there's a considerable number of people in other parts of the UK doing things in things like insurtech, prop tech, all those, put tech on the end of anything these days, and that's a sector. But it really is important. However, we can't be complacent, and as a government, we continue to introduce new initiatives, including focusing on the development of capital markets and green finance initiatives in emerging markets, and understanding how insurance can act as a tool to help strengthen planning in developing countries prone to natural disasters, for instance. But as I said, that's a snapshot of finance industry in the UK and I mentioned about the mining industry. But essentially, when businesses are looking to establish a business in the UK, they have to consider the macroeconomic reasons for doing that. So what are our strengths? Well, the UK, it's simple. Our stable pro-business environment, deep talent pool and favourable regulatory and tax environment. So we have the talent, the location and language for businesses to succeed. We have a business-friendly environment, unrivaled access to capital and world-leading universities. The UK excellence in science and innovation is boosted by an R&D focused business environment. 4 of the top 10 universities in the world are located in the UK. They and others are at the heart of the UK's innovative ecosystem, where businesses and universities collaborate to develop and commercialise cutting-edge new products. That's the real USP of the UK, the collaboration between academia and business to develop world-class technologies and products. And as many of you are from overseas, I just wanted to talk about the inward investment landscape, given that word that I'm sure may come up over the next couple of days, but Brexit. Don't ask me, I know I work for the government, but I know as much as you guys do. So. Well, the UK has been one of the world's top performers at attracting businesses to the UK, attracting foreign direct investment. Over the last 10 years, the UK has consistently ranked second only to the United States globally in terms of the number of inward investment projects, and third behind only the US and China in terms of capital investment. I think it's important to stress that in spite of the uncertainty that Brexit has created, according to a report published by Deloitte called Power Up UK Inward Investment, which showed that over the last 3 years, i.e. since the Brexit referendum, the UK has attracted more foreign direct investment than any other country in Europe, with nearly 4,000 projects bringing in more capital investment than Germany and France combined. So, in spite of the uncertainty, in spite of they're not great times for the UK, but we're still continuing to attract business because we are the business capital, certainly of Europe and, in the top 3 of the world. The UK is also where the world's largest companies choose to be, with nearly 60% of the global Fortune 500 companies having a European headquarters in the UK. It's 114 out of 201. So any businesses looking to be an international business, having a UK HQ gives the credibility and the access to the things the ecosystem needed to drive business globally. So, but as a country, what do we, given that our impending exit from the European Union, we think, and given the fact of the massive technological change that I talked about, what do we need as a country to do to try to ensure that we continue to be successful? So basically we've focused on 3 things. Firstly, we need a ready supply of domestic and foreign skills. Companies come here to access talent, and lots of it. So the focus is for the UK to ensure that we have a ready supply of the skills that foreign and domestic businesses need. So we need to continue to attract the brightest and the best, and we will continue to do that. We also need to ensure that we have world-class infrastructure, and digital infrastructure being key to that. Everyone will welcome the government's ambition to give the country 5G coverage, as we recognise the importance of the best digital infrastructure for the UK to keep speed with other markets. Added to this is crucial digital infrastructure. The UK needs to continue to invest in its transport and broader infrastructure. I heard the comment earlier about things always being late in the UK. I'm a commuter myself, so I do sympathise with that. But we are trying to improve those things through things like HS2 and HS3. And it's important actually that transport plans are joined up. They're not just around London, but they're regional. So we have important organisations like the Northern Powerhouse and Midlands Engine working in those areas to improve economic conditions there. And finally, something where myself and my team can play a role, and where DIT plays a role, is the focus of government working with business. It's now almost 18 months since the British government launched the industrial strategy. I wouldn't suggest anybody tries to read that unless you have insomnia. But if you want to look online, the industrial strategy, it is actually a very important and quite a visionary document for a government, because it's identified the 4 key areas that we need to focus on in order to secure a prosperous future. And these are to grow the artificial intelligence and data-driven economy, the future of mobility and how we move people and goods around the country, clean and sustainable economic growth, and the ageing society. The strategy has already borne significant fruit, with a number of deals being launched, including in AI, data, aerospace and automotive. These deals are helping the UK secure its world-class position in those sectors. And the fact is, AI isn't really a sector, it's an enabler, so it enables lots of sectors. So being a world-class leader in AI gives the UK a really important position globally, given AI is important to most industries. So these deals are helping the UK secure its world-class position with investments in new innovations, catalysing ideas, using the best talent across the country, and helping build, rapidly advance the progress of our digital infrastructure, and of course helping us to adapt to the 4th industrial revolution. Our ambition is nothing less than to make the UK the best place in the world to innovate, start and grow a business. Doing this means supporting companies already established here, as well as drawing in new investors from across the globe, attracted by an economy rich in knowledge, skills and experience. As far as helping the overseas companies set up or expand in the UK, this is the role of my department, the Department for International Trade. And we provide end-to-end support for inward investors in the UK. We work closely with Abu and Core International, who are one of today's major players, helping them establish their business in the UK. So if you want to hear how brilliant we are, have a word with Abu. But essentially, what we do is we support companies' investment journey, whether you're brand new or whether you already have a business in the UK. We provide many services to overseas companies. Once a company establishes itself in the UK, we regard it as being a British company. If it's employing people here, it's adding economic value to the UK. Therefore, it can access all the services and all the expertise that the UK government has across the UK. These things include accessing market opportunities, access and introductions to the right people. I think that's often the most important part of building a business, because it's not always what you know, it's who you know. And then there's help to start up a business in the UK, to set up with support on visas, setting up procedures, UK tax systems and site selections, market research, and of course, ongoing support, even when your business is established in the UK. We also work with scale-ups and startups through our Global Entrepreneur Program, which I run, and that's about us having successful entrepreneurs that have built and scaled businesses, raised money, etc., advising and mentoring scale-ups that are looking to establish a global hub in the UK. So we can work with a guy with a proof of concept commercialised technology all the way through to the Nissans and Fords of this world. So to conclude, the potential of technology in the UK across all sectors is remarkable, and the prize is there for us to take. We have the skills, the business environment, the ecosystem and the government backing to make the most of these opportunities I've shared today. We already have so much to celebrate, and I'm confident by leveraging the skills, expertise and the experience we have, that the UK can be even more successful in the future. That's helping us to be a more prosperous and stable country, both for the UK and our partners across the world. I want to stress that word though. I think partners is the important thing in what I just said. Because whilst it's important for us as a country to develop and improve and enhance the ecosystem we have, so the London as a financial centre, the manufacturing skills we have in high tech, on all of the developments in AI, in cyber security, in big data, in software, all those things, we're only as good as the partnerships that we create with businesses around the world. 1 in 7 companies in the UK was established by a migrant entrepreneur. So foreign businesses and great entrepreneurs from around the world are really essential to our economy, and we welcome them with open arms. We want to bring them here, and that partnership about leveraging and combining our expertise, combining our knowledge to create wealth for both our country and the countries from which the entrepreneurs and businesses come from, that is key. It's a partnership to create wealth. So I'm sure you're all looking forward to discussions around mining and in Africa and in the Middle East. I hope I added a few bits of insight and knowledge that you might have been interested in. We as a government and my department, we're very keen to work with any companies here that from overseas that are looking to do something in the UK, to use the UK brand to help your business activities around the world. We'd be very keen and happy to talk to you about that. And in the meantime, I wish you a very successful conference and a great couple of days. Thank you very much.